Have you ever felt like you are rowing a boat with all your strength, sweating and exhausting yourself, but when you look up, you realize you haven't moved an inch? You memorize lists of words, you watch videos, you try to study grammar, but when it's time to actually speak, the words just vanish. It feels like you're fighting against a current that is stronger than you. What if I told you that the problem isn't your memory and it isn't your intelligence? The problem is the way you are navigating. Today, we are going to stop rowing against the current. I'm going to share a blueprint that changed my life, adapted from one of the most powerful books ever written, to show you exactly how to master English effectively. Intro. Hello everyone and welcome. Today, we are doing something very special. We are taking the timeless wisdom from Stephen Covey's masterpiece, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and we are going to apply it directly to your English learning journey. This isn't just about learning verbs. This is about changing who you are as a learner. We are going to walk through all 7 habits step by step to transform not just your fluency, but your mindset. Let's dive in. Habit 1. Be proactive. Let's start with the foundation. Habit number 1 is be proactive. Now, what does this actually mean for us? To understand this, we have to look at its opposite, being reactive. A reactive learner is like a leaf blowing in the wind. If the weather is bad, the leaf gets wet. If the wind blows left, the leaf goes left. A reactive English learner says things like, I can't learn because I don't live in America, or I can't speak because I don't have a partner, or my teacher isn't good enough. They are waiting. They are waiting for the perfect condition, the perfect teacher, or the perfect time to magically make them fluent. Being proactive is different. Being proactive means you realize that you are the captain of your own ship. It means acknowledging that your ability to speak English is 100% your responsibility. It's not about the weather, it's not about your location, and it's not about your budget. It's about your resourcefulness. Let me tell you about a student named Isabel. She used to tell me constantly, I have nobody to talk to. She was reactive. She was waiting for a speaking partner to knock on her door. But then she decided to embrace habit number 1. She became proactive. She realized she didn't need a partner to move her mouth muscles. She opened the voice recorder on her phone, a tool we all have, and she started recording herself describing her breakfast. She did it for 1 minute. The next day, she recorded herself talking about her dreams. She didn't wait for permission. She didn't wait for a partner. She took action with what she had. And this is the secret that creates what many people call the best way to learn English alone. It's realizing that action comes before motivation, not after. You don't wait to feel confident to speak. You speak to build the confidence. When you are proactive, you stop using the language of a victim. You stop saying, I have to study, and you start saying, I choose to study. You stop saying, I can't, and you start asking, how can I? So I want you to ask yourself right now, what is one small area of your English learning where you have been waiting? Have you been waiting for a book to arrive? Have you been waiting for free time? Stop waiting. A proactive learner creates the time. A proactive learner finds the resource. If you want to change your English, you must first accept that you are the one with the power to change it. Habit 2. Begin with the end in mind. Now that we have taken responsibility, we need a direction. Habit number 2 is begin with the end in mind. Imagine you get into a taxi. The driver asks, where to? And you say, I don't know, just drive. You will waste money, you will waste gas, and you will end up nowhere. Sadly, this is how 90% of people learn English. They just want to learn English. That is too broad. That is like saying, I want to travel. Okay, but where? Paris? Tokyo? The moon? Beginning with the end in mind means building a clear, high-definition picture of your destination before you take the first step. You need to visualize your success. I want you to close your eyes for a second.
Don't just think, I want to speak English. I want you to see the movie of your future life. Imagine it is 2 years from now. Where are you? Are you standing in a boardroom giving a presentation to international clients? How does that feel? Do you feel proud? Are you sitting in a cafe in London laughing at a joke a local just told you? Are you holding a certificate for the IELTS exam with a high score? This visualization isn't just a daydream, it is your map. Once you know the destination, you can plan the route. If your end is to speak to tourists in your hotel job, you don't need to study academic poetry. If your end is to pass a university entrance exam, you don't need to learn street slang right now. Knowing your destination saves you time. It prevents you from getting lost in things that don't matter. It gives you a filter. Every time you sit down to study, you can ask, does this activity help me reach that picture I saw in my mind? If the answer is yes, do it. If the answer is no, skip it. Many people search for 7 daily habits that will fix your English, but the most important habit is simply knowing why you are doing those habits in the first place. When your why is strong, the how becomes easy. When you can see the finish line, the race doesn't feel so hard. So before you open another textbook, write down your ending. Script the final scene of your success movie. Habit 4. Think win-win. Now that we move from our private victory to how we interact with others, habit number 4 is think win-win. In school, we are often taught that life is a competition. If I win, you lose. If you get the best grade, I look stupid. This is called a win-lose mindset, or a scarcity mentality. It believes there is only a limited amount of success pie, and if you eat a piece, there is less for me. In learning English, this mindset is poisonous. Have you ever felt jealous when you heard someone speak English better than you? Have you ever felt happy when someone else made a mistake because it made you feel smarter? That is win-lose thinking, and it will destroy your progress. It creates anxiety. It makes you afraid to speak because you think others are judging you just like you judge them. Habit 4 asks us to switch to an abundance mentality. We need to think win-win. In learning English, success is not a limited pie. There is enough fluency for everyone. If your friend speaks beautiful English, that is proof that it's possible for you too. That is a win for you. When you think win-win, you realize that helping others helps you. If you share a great resource with a friend, you solidify your own knowledge. If you practice speaking with someone and help them feel comfortable, you create a safe space where you can feel comfortable too. You stop competing and you start collaborating. You realize that we are all climbing the same mountain. If I pull you up, I get higher too. So throw away the jealousy, throw away the fear of judgment, celebrate other people's success. When you see someone speaking well, don't say, I wish I was them. Say, they are showing me the way. That is the win-win way. Habit 5. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. This next habit is, in my opinion, the most beautiful one for language learners. Habit 5 is seek first to understand, then to be understood. We all want to be understood. We want to speak. We want to express our opinion. We want to show off our vocabulary. But often we are so busy thinking about what we are going to say next that we stop listening to the other person. We are just waiting for our turn to speak. This habit flips the script. It says stop talking, listen. And I mean really listen.
Stephen Covey talks about empathic listening. This isn't just listening to words, it's listening to the emotion and the meaning behind the words. As an English learner, this is a superpower. When you stop worrying about your grammar and your next sentence and you focus 100% of your energy on understanding the person in front of you, a huge weight lifts off your shoulders. Your anxiety disappears because the focus isn't on you anymore, it's on them. And here is the magic trick. When you deeply listen to someone, when you make them feel understood, they naturally want to understand you back. They become patient, they become helpful. They open their ears to your broken English because you opened your heart to them. You might have seen videos about how to stop translating in your head. Well, the root cause of translating in your head is usually anxiety and self-focus. When you seek first to understand, you get out of your head and into the conversation. You stop translating and start connecting. So, the next time you are in a conversation, challenge yourself. Don't plan your response. Just listen. Look at their eyes. Absorb their meaning. You will be amazed at how much more natural your own speaking becomes when you stop trying so hard to force it. Habit 6. Synergize. Habit number 6 is the fruit of all the other habits combined. It is synergize. Synergy is a fancy word, but the concept is simple. It implies that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. 1 + 1 = 3. If I study alone, I learn. If you study alone, you learn. But if we study together, we don't just add my knowledge to your knowledge, we create something new. We create a dynamic where I fix your mistake, you teach me a slang word, we laugh at a misunderstanding, and suddenly the memory of that lesson is stuck in our brains forever because of the emotional connection. Many people think the solitary learner is the strong learner. They lock themselves in a room with books. But language is a social tool. It lives between people, not in pages. Synergy happens when you embrace differences. Remember our study group example? If you have a grammar nerd, a slang expert, a shy listener, and a loud storyteller, that is a perfect team. The grammar nerd structures the storyteller. The listener calms the loud one. The slang expert loosens up the grammar nerd. Together, they move faster than any of them could alone. So don't be a lone wolf. Find a community. Find a partner. And don't look for someone exactly like you. Look for someone with different strengths. If you are great at reading but bad at pronunciation, find someone who loves to talk but hates reading. That difference is where the magic happens. That is synergy. Habit 7. Sharpen the saw. Finally, we arrive at the habit that makes all the others possible. Habit number 7. Sharpen the saw. Imagine a man in the forest working feverishly to cut down a tree. He's been sawing for 5 hours. He's sweating, he's exhausted, and he's barely making progress. You walk up to him and say, "Hey, you look tired. Why don't you take a break and sharpen that saw? It looks dull." And he replies, "I don't have time to sharpen the saw. I'm too busy sawing." It sounds ridiculous, right? But we do this with our English learning all the time. We push and push. We study for 3 hours straight without sleep. We skip meals to memorize verbs. We burn out, and then we wonder why we aren't learning anything. Our brain is the saw. If it is dull, no amount of hard work will cut the tree. Sharpening the saw means preserving and enhancing the greatest asset you have, you. It means renewing yourself in 4 areas: physical, mental, social, emotional, and spiritual. Physically, are you sleeping? Your brain needs sleep to consolidate memory. Are you drinking water? Are you exercising? A walk in fresh air can do more for your English fluency than another hour staring at a screen. Mentally, are you learning continuously but also giving yourself breaks? Are you reading things that interest you, not just textbooks? Socially, emotionally, are you connecting with people? Are you laughing? If learning English becomes a source of stress and isolation, you will quit. You need to fill your emotional tank. Spiritually, this doesn't necessarily mean religion. It means connecting to your purpose, reminding yourself of your why, listening to music that moves you, meditating. Don't feel guilty for taking a break. A break is not wasted time. It is sharpening time. When you come back to the tree with a sharp saw, you will cut through it in minutes, not hours. So there you have it, my friends. The 7 habits applied to English mastery. Be proactive. Take responsibility. Begin with the end in mind. Visualize your destination. Put first things first. prioritize the big rocks. Think win-win. Move from competition to collaboration. Seek first to understand. Listen deeply to connect. Synergize. Work together to create magic. Sharpen the saw. Renew yourself to keep going. Learning English is not a sprint, it is a marathon. And to run a marathon, you need character, not just technique. These habits build that character. So, if you found value in this video, please hit that like button. It really helps the algorithm find other proactive learners like you. And if you want to continue sharpening your saw with us, make sure to subscribe to English Glow. We are here to light up your path to fluency. Thank you for watching, keep synergy alive, and I will see you in the next video.